أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. قال تعالى في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير ذلك من آيات الله لعلهم يتذكرون. My dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the soft targets that the adversaries of Islam, especially the Western Orientalists, aim at Islam is the issue of hijab or veil for women. They contend that Islam subjugate and incarcerate women and take their freedom by imposing hijab, a veil, or as they call it, the iron curtain on the women that deprive them from participation in society. At the same time, it deprives the community, the nation, the state of one half of its population's productivity and workforce. When women are isolated by hijab, by veil, meaning that they become useless. We have incarcerated them and we have set them in seclusion, depriving the community from their advantage. This allegation and this campaign is going on for so many years now. The ayah that I recited at the beginning, and this is in Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 26, maybe can give us some of the wisdoms of wearing hijab or protecting ourselves with veils or with the clothing all together. So the ayah says, يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم. If we look at carefully, it's worth looking carefully at the ayah. The ayah's commands and the directive is not to Muslims. Rather, it says, O children of Adam, meaning it has a universal meaning. It's a universal address. It is to everyone, whether they're Muslims or non-Muslims. Then the word says, أنزلنا. When we look at the Holy Quran, the Almighty uses different kind of wording when it comes to offering His blessings and mercies and bounties to people. Sometimes the Almighty says, خلقناكم, خلقنا لكم, we have created for you. Or رزقناكم, we endowed you with, we have given you subsistence with such kind of a blessing. Sometimes it says آتيناكم, we have granted you. But أنزلناكم, the scholars say, this has more cherished value. When it says that we have descended upon you, meaning something from an ulterior, from a high position, descending, coming down to the people. It must have such a precious value at the beginning. This mercy of God, this bounty has high value that God uses this wording, أنزلنا. For example, it says, وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَنَّ وَالسَّلْوَى. It has been descended from heavens to you as a blessing, as a great blessing. So the same thing, أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا يُوَارِي سَوْآتِكُمْ. We have descended upon you. Descended from where? Could it be from heaven, from paradise? That gains its a precious value. Therefore, in other words, it's telling Bani Adam, an insan, an human being, to appreciate this kind of a blessing. All you need to do is to think carefully that this is a very precious and valuable gift that God is sending. Then it says, يُوَارِي سَوْآتِكُمْ. It's a protecting your body, but not all your body, rather the sensitive parts of body that can give you shame. Well, certainly, if the face gets exposed, it doesn't give us shame. If the hands get exposed, it doesn't give us shame. It's pertaining to particular parts of the body that can give us shame if it's revealed. So the Almighty says that this blessing that has been given to you all as children of Adam is, number one, is to protect and conceal the shameful part of your body. Something that if it's shown, if it's exposed, it brings embarrassment and shame. Now, this is very universal. It has nothing to do with religious background of any community. You can look out throughout the world. The natural, ordinary, common societies and communities, they all protect and conceal their bodies. So when the call has been made to children of Adam, it makes sense. It is universal to everyone, and everyone has appreciated this fact. This is the whole concept of hijab. Whatever those communities, those people bring a reason for covering their bodies, we also can use the same reasoning for covering the heads and the body of the woman. Whatever they mention as a reason, as a value for covering the concealed parts of the body, we can use it for hijab as well. Now, some people have some misconception. They think that hijab is only applicable to women. It is absolutely wrong. It also applies to men, but the difference is the size and the area to be covered. For men is much shorter than women, yet those areas also have to be covered. It's a mandatory. A man cannot go walk naked. There is a hijab. Certain hijab applies to men as well as to women. But the size of that hijab, the area of the body to be covered, is different between men and women. So the ayah comes back and says that it is to cover your body from nakedness. The question is, why a half-naked woman should cover her body? What's wrong with a half-naked woman? You see, brothers and sisters, when you look at any woman, this woman is a potential mother. When you say a mother, meaning that it is a potential factory for a human being, meaning it's a cradle of virtues and decency and dignity. The difference between a human being and the rest of the living things and animals, it has to do with its dignity, with its humanity, with its respect and decency. These are all fed to us by the woman, by the mother. The mother is the one that teaches her children the virtues, the decency. Men, most of the time, they are struggling outside of the home. They are breadwinners. They bring and provide their family with food and with nourishment. But it is the mother who raises the children. When you look at the Prophet, peace be upon him, when he says, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdam al-ummahat, the heaven is underneath the foot of woman. He did not say that for the fact that women undergo labor and delivery and the pain of delivery, although that is one part of it. And this is a big challenge that women undergo. But he did not mention it only for that reason. What he meant to say is that women are so important in society because they raise children, they raise generations, and they produce righteous, decent generations to the society. Therefore, the heavens is under their footstep. That is the beauty of the hadith, because woman is considered to be the factory of the righteous people to the society. Therefore, a half-naked woman cannot, unable to raise righteous people, righteous generation in society. That is one cause of the reason that a half-naked woman is not allowed in Islamic society. Islam looks at society as a holy place for raising generations and children. The society, the Islamic community, should be devoid from any moral sickness. There are moral sicknesses that become epidemic and contagious, which could have much harsher harm than a medical contagious disease. For example, cholera, SARS, mad cow disease, bird flu. These are contagious diseases, but they are not as dangerous as moral diseases because there is always a treatment for them. There are antibodies for them. There are immunizations for them. The government can implement all strategies to combat these kinds of diseases. But what do you do with a moral disease? How would you combat a contagious, epidemic moral disease that can move freely and contaminate everyone in such fast pace? You have to have preventive measures in the same manner that governments implement all their resources and power and energy to stop a clinical contagious disease. Moral disease also very destroying and very impediment to the progress of society. Therefore, there must be preventive measures to stop such kind of diseases. So, the point is, again, when you want to keep the society clean, you need to make sure that women are protected, their bodies are protected and covered. When you look at the psychology between men and women, you see that men are much more prone to the luring and seduction of the sight and eyes, much more than women. In fact, today, it is stated that almost $97 billion are spent worldwide on obscene and explicit materials. The overwhelming majority of customers for such kind of obscene and explicit materials are men rather than women, because they are prone and more weak to the luring and deception and seduction of the eyes. Therefore, women need to be covered not to fall in this problem. Now the ayah moves on and says, وَلِبَاسُ التَّقْوَى. In addition to the cover that you will cover your body parts, also it is وَرِيشًا وَلِبَاسُ التَّقْوَى. You have rish. Rish is feather. It's a metaphorical use of the word meaning ornamenting, decoration. We wear clothes to beautify ourselves. So one purpose is to beautify self, and second, وَلِبَاسُ التَّقْوَى. It is the clothing, the dress of piety, the conservative dress. Brothers and sisters, when you look at the many of the ahkam, regulations, rituals, and some practices, you see that the ultimate purpose of them is to reach piety. For example, fasting, observing fasting is the whole purpose of it, and the intention is to reach piety. Recitation of Quran is the guidance for the pious. The same thing with this, hijab وَلِبَاسُ التَّقْوَى. So you reach piety. Even if you see it is harsh, difficult, sometimes is annoying, but remember, the result are excellent. The result is goodness for yourself, because that will take you to a highest level of servanthood of a human, and that is reaching the level of piety. Hijab is not meant to isolate women from the society. Hijab is meant to dignify women, is to consider women as a human rather than as a commodity, an object. Unfortunately, today, those people who speak of the freedom of the woman under the guise of making women free and participate in society, they have exploited women. They have used women just like any other commodity, a commercial use of women. Islam wants women to be dignified, to be considered as a human similar to men in society.
يا دائم البقاء يا سامع الدعاء يا واسع العطاء يا غافر الخطاء يا بديع السماء يا حسن البلاء يا جميل الثناء يا قديم السناء يا كثير الوفاء يا شريف الجزاء سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الغوث الغوث خلصنا من النار يا رب. اللهم إني أسألك باسمك يا ستار يا غفار يا قهار يا جبار يا صبار يا بار يا مختار يا فتاح يا نفاح يا مرتاح سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الغوث الغوث خلصنا من النار يا رب. يا من خلقني وسواني يا من رزقني ورباني يا من أطعمني وسقاني يا من قربني وأدناني يا من عصمني وكفاني يا من حفظني وكلاني يا من أعزني وأغناني يا من وفقني وهداني يا من آنسني وآواني يا من أماتني وأحياني سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الغوث الغوث خلصنا من النار يا رب.
Welcome back again with the beautiful Dua Jawshan Al-Kabir. The segments that we will be talking about tonight are segment number 64, 65, and 66. Segment number 64, the theme is to maximize rewards. And the translation is, O eternal living, O hearer of prayers, liberal brows, bestower, forgiver of sin, creator of the sky, best tester of trials, most praiseworthy, eternal, great, eternally great, a greatest fulfiller of promises, best recompenser. These are the traits of the Almighty stated in segment number 64. Two of those traits we will stop by and explain. One is Ya Wasi' al-Ata', the liberal bestower, and the other one Ya Sharif al-Jaza', the noblest recompenser. The Wasi' al-Ata', the liberal bestower. We as a humans, when we want to give something, donate something, help others with, ours is always measured. We look into quantities, how much we will be able to offer. Why? Because we want to make sure that what we give should match what we gain. It should be less or equal to what we gain, what's coming. Otherwise, we will be financially or materialistically at loss. This is the trait of a human being. They always match what they have, match what is coming in, and how much they give off. The Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way that He gives is totally different than what we give. He is wasi'ul ata'. His treasures are countless, infinity. They don't have any limits. Therefore, His giving, His rewards also have no limits. As He says, يُؤْتِي مُلْكَهُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ. He can generate, He can give and grant whoever He wishes with His treasures, with His property, as much as God will is. In fact, He tells the Prophet, spend as much as you want, give as much as you want, because these are limitless. They don't have any boundary or any limitations. Your expenditure does not have a ceiling. It says, هذا عطاؤنا فمن أو أمسك بغير حساب. When we reward somebody, we again give him in measured amount. If he does good to us, we reciprocate the goodness back to him in equal footing. But the Almighty, for any goodness generated by a human being, He multiplies that into tens. من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها. One good thing that you do, you will gain 10 times of that. In certain occasion, that 10 times multiplied in a whole lifespan. For example, the goodness that you do in the night of destiny, Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr. Meaning that whatever you do in 1,000 months, which is equal to 85 years, one night doing the same goodness will worth more than doing it through lifespan, your lifespan in a time as if there is no Laylatul Qadr in it. That much Laylatul Qadr would wait. So God multiply the reward so many times. In another incident, it says, whoever contributes, financially contributes, and help others, help the deprived, help the needy, help the community, God will multiply that reward. And that reward could be in the hereafter and could be in this life. You will receive the cash in return 700 times. As the ayah says, مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء. 7 seeds will multiply into hundreds each, meaning 700 folds of return you will gain. This is how much God would give you. To certain people, even the return is countless. The Almighty says to those who are patient, إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُم بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. Those who are patient and have forbearance, their rewards has no limits. God will give them all what they want in addition to what He pleased for what they have done as a good thing. This is the meaning of wasi'ul ata. Then the word sharif al-jaza. Sharif al-jaza meaning noble in recompensation, in bringing what you have deserved. The servant, the people do certain act, the quality of their act will be matched by the reward of God. There is always matching in the quality of the act. If the act is good, then the return is also good. If the act is bad, sin and wrongdoing, also the same thing will be applied, meaning punishment in the equal footing. You see the verse says, هَلْ جَزَاءُ الْإِحْسَانِ إِلَّا الْإِحْسَانِ. Doing goodness would deserve other than goodness. It would not deserve anything but goodness. Here is an equation, a formula that the Holy Quran is giving, meaning that any act you do, you will reciprocate it in reward. If that act is good, then you will take goodness. If that act is bad, you will take badness. Here are certain verses. The Almighty says, فَالْيَوْمَ لَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا وَلَا تُجْزَوْنَ إِلَّا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. You will get what you have sown. What you have done, you will reap in the hereafter. If that is goodness, you will take goodness. If that is bad and evil, you will take bad and evil. There's an anecdote, a beautiful story between Al-Hajjaj, the tyrant, the Umayyad tyrant, and Sa'id ibn al-Musayyib, Sa'id ibn Jubayr. My apologies. Sa'id ibn Jubayr was a great companion, and this man was captured by Al-Hajjaj. He was a follower of Ali ibn Abi Talib, so Al-Hajjaj wanted to kill him. So Al-Hajjaj gives him a choice. Tell him, Ya Sa'id, choose the way that you want to be murdered. The Hajjaj tells him, اختر لنفسك أي قتلة تريد أن أقتلك. Choose, how do you want me to murder you and kill you? Sa'id answers him, tells him, no, it is you who will choose. You choose for yourself how you want to die and how you want to be killed, because in the same manner that you will kill me, God will kill you. بل اختر أنت لنفسك يا حجاج فوالله لا تقتلني قتلة إلا قتلك الله مثلها يوم القيامة. In the same manner that you will kill me, God will kill you. Therefore, this narration from the Prophet, it says, بشر القاتل بالقتل. Tell the murderer, the mass killer, that he will be killed. If this in this life, then so be it. If not, in the hereafter. God will kill him multiple times. How many lives he has taken away, God will kill him in the hereafter in the same way. This is meaning that it is the reward is commensurate with our action, with our deed. In another ayah, the Almighty says, لَيْسَ بِأَمَانِيِّكُمْ وَلَا أَمَانِيَّ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ مَنْ يَعْمَلْ سُوءًا يُجْزَ بِهِ. Whoever does a bad thing, he will see the reward of it, the compensation of it, which is in the form of punishment. And another one talks about those who take care of the orphans. He warns them, tell them, be careful in dealing with those orphans if you happen to be their guardians. Because remember, fear that you will also die, and then your children will have the same fate as these orphans, and they could be oppressed by their guardian and their sponsor. وَلْيَخْشَ الَّذِينَ لَوْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّةً ضَعَافًا خافوا عليهم فاتقوا الله. Death is not only to certain people, is to everyone. So this is segment number 64. Segment number 65, the common theme is to seek forgiveness. And then there are a few words. Ya fattahu, ya naffahu, ya murtah. Naffah is a blower of winds. The importance of wind is very obvious. Those trees that bear fruits, all they get pollinated through winds. Winds also carry clouds that we receive rain through the clouds by the winds. If there were no winds, then we would not receive any rain. Today, technology has been advantageous to human, utilizing this wind, the blow of wind, to generate electricity, to generate energy. These are the beauties of wind. All of those have been created by the Almighty. Who knows how a wind can be created? We know how a cloud can be created, how rain forms, but how a wind generates by itself, it is something has not been precisely and rightly has been discovered. It has to do with the something beyond the seen, beyond what we can comprehend. These are the beauty of segment number 65. Segment number 66 is to secure prosperity, where it says, Ya man khalaqani wa sawwani, Ya man dara'ani wa rabbani. Again, it talks about a human creation, sustenance, and flourishing and moving forward. We think when we reach a level, for example, we gain some social advancement or financial advancement, we think that these are all due to our own capability. It is because of me that I have gained certain position or certain amount of wealth. I always contribute and credit myself with the advances that I make. For my misfortune, I always blame others. Where the ayat, the verses, and common logic tell us that I am very weak as a human being to gain all of those. These have been provided by the Almighty due to His mercy, not due to my quality. Yes, I may work hard, I plan, I see things in advance, I try to solve my problems, but if God does not put a blessing in those, we could not achieve these things. You know, we all have been in such experience. Sometimes you plan to do something, buy something, and make a profit, but at the end of the day, we see that we have failed. Why? Because the divine assistant was not with us. The Almighty teaches His prophet, tells him, وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. You probably have struck your enemy and won the battle, but don't think that it were you, rather it was your Lord behind you. Always rely on Him. In such a great month, we should always remember to rely on the Almighty in all of our activities. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Do not be like him who regards the sins of others as big, but considers the same things for himself as small. If he does something in obedience to Allah, he considers it much, but if others do the same, he considers it small. He therefore rebukes others but flatters himself. Entertainment in the company of the wealthy is dearer to him than remembrance of Allah with the poor. He passes verdicts against others for his own interest and does not do so against himself for others. He guides others but misguides himself. He is obeyed by others but he himself disobeys. He seeks fulfillment of obligation towards himself but does not fulfill his obligations towards others. He fears the people and acts for other than his Lord, and he does not fear his Lord in his dealings with the people.